Morning, everyone. Hi, nice to meet you all. My name is Zarina. I am a marriage and family therapy student at Nova Southeastern University. The purpose of this meeting today is to go over all the options that are available to you, especially during the divorce process. However, before we get into the options, I want to take some time to get to know what led you to divorce.
I just want to finally end this lie of a marriage. To say marriage just feels ridiculous at this point. We don't agree on anything. And I mean anything, as big as religion to as small as diet. I mean, it's become ridiculous. We cannot see eye to eye, and it just needs to be done.
I agree. We definitely cannot agree on anything except for maybe the fact that we cannot agree. And honestly, I'm really tired of Bob acting like I'm the one who blew up our lives by simply just
She's the
growing
one who
and
blew up our
exploring.
lives. Don't let that be
You couldn't
confusing.
hold space for my growth
Carol,
as an individual. You know what
It's,
I'm
it's
saying?
not holding space for your growth. What does that
Oh,
even mean?
that's rich. You got to go and travel and do whatever you wanted.
And I'm
And
still
I
me,
was with the
Carol.
kids.
So explain
Carol,
that. And I'm still.
I want to stop for a second. This is the reason why you're here, right? Can't agree. And I just want to make sure and be clear that I want everyone to be heard. Bob, you had a chance to talk. I was letting Carol talk, but I want to make sure everyone has a say in this and
Okay.
no talking over everyone. I just want to make that clear.
Okay.
Okay. Carol,
Even if
you're
she's
saying,
lying.
okay. I understand you're feeling really frustrated, but I
Mhm.
still need to hear Carol, what she says, and we'll get into all that. But I can tell like this process, there's a lot of emotions going on and it's very intense. And I hear you. You're both are feeling hot. And
Okay.
mind you, we're gonna go over the options and I'll go through that with all of you. But Carol, you were saying?
I just want to be able to live life on my own terms. That's it.
Okay. And I also wanted to ask you both, like, how do you envision your life to look like when the divorce is finalized?
Yeah. I have a good life with my kids. I mean, they're always number one, so their happiness, number one. I'm financially stable and not responsible for more than necessary for what my financial responsibility should be. I would like to have a successful outlook in my life. I work very hard every day. Yeah, and I just see without us being married and we can come to the end of whatever this is at this point, it'll just be so much more peaceful without all the damn arguing. Please excuse my language.
Of course,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Well, I mean, I would say it's hard for me to imagine. Um, Everything feels really hard and really terrible right now. But I do hope that we can reach an agreement that feels fair. I mean, I gave up a lot, my career, educational possibilities in order to raise our kids. And I love them and I wouldn't have traded the last 10 years with them. But I would like for that to be recognized. And, I would like to have a nice place to live and I would like for the kids to be able to be there as much as possible. And, I really try to envision positivity and light and peace and really I'm trying so hard to manifest this future where there is no fighting and I just hope my life will be full once all of this is over.
Envisioning light. Okay.
Absolutely. Like, this process can certainly be difficult, and you both raise concerns that are not uncommon. Divorce doesn't have to be destructive, and there are several options available to you, which I'm going to be going over. So first, I wanted to go over traditional litigation. So this process is where one spouse will sue the other, and each spouse is represented by an attorney, and all the communication is through the lawyers. Sometimes this may lead to the spouses turning against each other and concerns about hiring the big gun to represent you. In litigation, your records are public and there is limited confidentiality. Anyone can Google your case and it'll be present. As well as the process, litigation, it can be very costly and lengthy. However, there is a positive that may be beneficial in cases where there's a power imbalance, like domestic abuse, as well as any safety at risk for a minor is present. And then a con could be the ultimate decision is made by the court, may result in either of you not getting what you want, which isn't from what I'm hearing, isn't what you wouldn't want someone to make a decision that goes against you. And that could happen in litigation. Any questions on that before I move to the second option? No? Okay. The second option is mediation, where a neutral party is hired to directly work out the problems you present. You could also hire an additional mediator to broaden the expertise in the room, which would be called co-mediation, having two mediators. However, a mediator cannot provide you legal advice. You would have to hire legal counsel, which may result in additional costs. Mediation would allow you both to work together more collaboratively to produce a legally binding contract. This process is slightly more confidential than litigation, and can be less expensive. You both set the timetables here. And then finally, the collaborative divorce process is where each spouse is represented by their own attorney. It is the team approach that can include a child specialist to assist in listening to your child's needs, a financial neutral, which may help in the division of assets, and additional mental health professionals, such as the coaches, who may help you both with managing the emotions brought forth in the divorce process. And the cornerstone of this process is the withdrawal provision. This provision states that if a spouse elects to move forward in litigation at any point in the divorce process, they would lose their representing counsel, as well as the work product that has been generated throughout the process. So then this would mean both would restart the entire divorce process, which could cost a ton and ultimately waste your time, which I'm sure you both don't want that. And as such, the provision encourages each spouse and team member to work to find a compromise that works best for the family. The entire process is confidential and can be less expensive. It's also about self-determination, meaning that you both are in control and ultimately decide what your future will be. Giving all the experts involved, creating solutions to problems are much more attainable. An additional pro of this option is that research states that it may lead to more amicable divorce while developing the co-parenting skills necessary for the future as parents. Do you have any questions considering the options?
I mean, it was a lot of information. My first reaction is I hear expenses. And I mean, I knew that divorce isn't going to be cheap, but right now all I'm seeing is dollar signs. I'm sure that I have 1,000 questions that I could ask, but I need to process before I even know what I want to ask you, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. And Carol?
Yeah, I feel really overwhelmed. But I would say my first impression is that collaborative divorce sounds like the best option for protecting our children. I am nervous about whether Bob and I will be able to successfully collaborate. It's been a really long time since we've agreed on anything, and he's honestly not a great listener. It's his way or the highway. So, if we can work together, that would be a great option for us.
Right. And I can imagine how much information has been thrown your way about divorces. I gave you 3 different options. I had a boatload of information. And if you're interested, I can send you a summary of all the options I have presented with you both today. And then you can reflect and discuss which option may be best for the both of you moving forward. Does that work?
Yeah, that would be really helpful and appreciated. Something where I could have it in front of me and really be able to process. That would be great.
Yeah, I think that we need to digest this a little bit and kind of meditate on it and find a space for reflection together. And hopefully we'll be able to make this decision of how we want to divorce.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay. Thank
Thank
you
you for your time.